It's Brian, Atlanta Hot Tub Center and Tub Talk 101. And today, guys, we are going to talk about how to maintain your Sundance hot tub in less than 10 minutes. I have a timer to my left. I'm going to start it when we go into the balancing process. This is where I'm going to put the chemicals when I go to remove this filter lid and we look at the At Ease system cartridges. First things first, I want to explain what I have in front of me. Guys, this is actually more like my weekly regiment that I use on my particular hot tub. Some of these you won't need or use. It really just depends on your situation and what you do in your daily life, right? So let's jump in here a little bit. Let's start talking about the different chemicals and what I have here in front of me. To my right here is shock oxidizer, okay? I suggest adding, 1 tablespoon of shock oxidizer every time you get out of your hot tub, but to not exceed more than 2 or 3 tablespoons a week, okay? And the reason we're doing that is we want to clean up the chloramines. That's the waste from chlorine. Remember, when chlorine is in the water, it is inactive. It becomes active when it comes in contact with bacteria. When you enter the hot tub, you're bringing in bacteria. There's bacteria on our skin, right? So we bring that into the hot tub, the chlorine becomes active, it invades and destroys the bacteria, and you're left with something called chloramines, okay? Chloramines is the waste from chlorine, and it can cause a lot of problems in water chemistry. How do we clean up chloramines? It's shock oxidizer. So why am I suggesting that you add a tablespoon when you get out? Because that's when the process is happening. You're not allowing the chloramines to cause a problem because you're cleaning them up right away. Now, if you didn't use your hot tub, okay, that week, you still want to at least get 2 tablespoons of shock oxidizer in your hot tub every single week. I know a lot of people watching this video are using Maintain. Maintain is actually shock oxidizer, so you can just take your tablespoon and put it in the little pack of Maintain and put it into the hot tub. I will tell you this, guys. I know people really get wrapped up in using that At Ease, the At Ease name product, kind of like having a Mercedes-Benz and you want to use a Mercedes-Benz part. But I will tell you that this shock oxidizer right here is the exact same thing that's in those Maintain packets, and you can get a heck of a lot of it quite a bit cheaper by buying it in bulk. You can buy those packs for $3-4 a pack, right? Or you can buy this big bottle for like $25-30, guys, and there's probably like 40 packs in this, right? So it's up to you what you want to do, but for me, this is fine, okay? So that's the shock oxidizer. That's a fair amount of what it does. There are some other things that it does, but really we want to stick to the maintenance portion today, so we're not going to go into exactly what each chemical and every tiny little thing that it does. We're going to talk about more of the main points. Okay, pH up, sodium bicarbonate, guys. You know, you have to have your pH levels in the ideal range to get a proper reading on the test strip. If your pH isn't right, your At Ease system's not going to work properly. You're never going to get your chemicals right. You'll never get your chlorine right. You've got to keep your pH in the ideal range. That's what this is for. Shock oxidizer, sanitizers and such, they bring down pH levels in your hot tub. Getting in and out brings down pH levels in your hot tub. So it is a common practice to have to bring your pH levels up. If you continue to have a problem with your pH and you're having to do it more than once a week, you need to purchase a product called pH Balance Plus. You add a few tablespoons of that every single week and it will keep your pH levels into the ideal range so you're not having to adjust them often. I don't have that problem at my house, so I don't use that product. But I do have some customers that do, and they're very, very happy with that product, okay? In the middle here is just your At Ease test strips. It's important that if you have the At Ease system that you use the At Ease test strips, because At Ease test strips can test a 1/2 part or 1 part per million of chlorine where other test strips aren't. Guys, it's important to understand the At Ease system is a 1/2 to 1 part per million of chlorine. Your drinking water is 3 to 5 parts per million of chlorine. There's barely any chemicals in the water. We're able to do that because we have a constant drip of chlorine, right? If you tried to maintain something like that, you'd have to go out to your hot tub numerous times a week with a little teaspoon of chlorine to try to maintain that level. That's why the CDC says 3 to 5 parts per million, because they know nobody's going to do that. but it is better for you. The At Ease system, that's one of the biggest selling points of it, is keeping your chlorine levels very, very, very low. To the left of that, these are more of optional products, guys. I use these products at home, and I'll tell you why. This is Bright and Clear. This precipitates some TDS in the water. Okay, TDS is things that come from deodorant, sweat, body oils, makeup, hair products, and such, right? Those can cause foaming and problems within the water. How do I combat that, right? I add a ½ ounce to 1 ounce of Bright and Clear every single week. Be careful. This product is very, very, very potent. If you use it and you put in too much, you can create a serious scum line, guys. So what I do is I add my ½ ounce to 1 ounce. Every week I put it into the water. I don't turn the jets on. I just let it circulate, and this helps to condition the water for me. The biggest reason I use it is because I train, I work out, I get nasty, and I get in my hot tub. I know that the manufacturers and amongst many dealerships will suggest that you shower and rinse off before you use your hot tub, and that's still the best practice, okay? However, if you're not going to do that, right, and you're going to work in the yard, you're going to go on a run, you're going to train, you're going to lift weights, you're going to do something that's going to make you sweat, right? And you're going to get a workout from whatever it is that you're doing, and you're getting in your hot tub nasty, you definitely want a product like this, and that is what I do, which is why I use this every single week. It is simply just what I'm going to do. Now, Silk Balance, guys, I love this product, okay? Now, I'm a little bit of a health nut. Anybody that's met me will say, hey, yeah, I might be a little on the crazy side of being healthy. But I do love Silk Balance. I endorse this product. This Silk Balance is a water conditioner, okay? This conditions the water to be soft, silky smooth, good for your skin, hair, and body. Simple, guys. That's important to me because anything that's on your skin soaks into your skin and goes into your body, into your bloodstream, right? So that goes back to why I love the chlorine levels being low in the hot tub, and that also goes back to this product, right? I want the skin, I want the water to be conditioned to be good for my skin, hair, and body. Now, furthermore, this product helps to balance chemicals. It has buffers in it to help keep pH in balance and stuff, which is why maybe I never have to use pH Balance Plus or any of that stuff to try to balance the pH because I'm on Silk Balance, and this does help to balance pH levels every week. And if you're using this product, you add 4 ounces of it a week, or if you have it in pod form, you add 1 pod a week, okay? And we're going to do that today, so you're going to get to see it, all right? Finally, we have your At Ease cartridges, which are below this filter lid, which we're going to get into in the video. The silver cartridge or chlorine cartridge should be set at 5. Okay, and the Nature 2 cartridge, the blue cartridge, needs to be set at 7. The chlorine cartridge, the silver cartridge, needs to be replaced every 28 days. I suggest that you put a reminder on your phone, in your calendar, to replace, okay, that cartridge every 28 days. All right. There's also a reminder that you can add inside of your Smart Tub, and Smart Tub will do it for you. Very, very, very easy. Where they're inside the app, there's a place where you test your water. When you go into testing your water inside of the Smart Tub app, you'll see a place where you can set a reminder, and it will send you a text that says, hey, replace me. And it'll do it for not only the chlorine cartridge, but the Nature 2 cartridge as well. Very, very important to keep up with that. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start the timer, okay, and we're going to go forth and get going on maintaining and taking care of your Sundance hot tub in less than 10 minutes a week. Here we go. Start. All right. I'm going to take my time, guys. I'm not rushing to do the 10 minutes, by the way. So here we go. Test strip. This is always where you start because you have to find out where your levels are so you know what to adjust. Okay. Put this in the water like so. Give it just a second to get a good reading. Okay. Then I'm going to flip it over on the back here and I'm going to compare it. My chlorine up top looks good. The alkalinity looks good. My pH looks good, might be a little low. And I'll tell you, my hardness is a little bit low here, but again, I'm not that worried about it. My hardness is probably at 100. The ideal range is around 150. I drain and refill my hot tub water on time. And quite frankly, it can be quite tricky to deal with hardness. So unless it's really way off, I wouldn't even mess with it, just leave it. But let's dig in here. My chemical levels are pretty good. I can see that my pH needs a slight adjustment. So here we go. I'm going to add a little shock oxidizer this week because the hot tub hasn't been used very much. Okay, so I haven't been adding that tablespoon after use. Now, I would suggest using the inner cap here, and I would just fill the inner cap up about 1/4 of the way. That's about a tablespoon there. Okay, I'm just going to do 1 tablespoon. Okay, well, let's do both. Let's do both here for this particular video. Let's do both. So we're going to put in both tablespoons. We're going to say that no one's used this tub this week. Okay, it's our wet demo in our showroom, so it does get some use, but just for this video. Okay, pH levels, they were a little bit low. Guys, for sodium bicarbonate and increasing your pH, you want to add 2 tablespoons of pH increaser. Let it circulate in the water, come back in a couple of hours and test again. Repeat the process if it is still low. Again, if you're fighting it, you know, and you use this Silk Balance product, you really, this Silk Balance product will help to maintain your pH levels, or use pH Balance Plus, right? Like we talked about earlier. One of these 2 products will really help you. All right, so 2 tablespoons. I know that this inner cap on this pH up is approximately 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to add that. Okay. Now I'm done with these 2. This is my bucket that I bring out to my hot tub every week. I'm going to set these off to the side. Now I have Bright and Clear. Okay. Now, again, since I get in my hot tub and I'm all nasty all the time, I add a 1/2 ounce to 1 ounce of this every single week in my personal hot tub. It works great. Let it circulate naturally. Don't turn the jets on with it. It can create some foaming. I don't need it here in this particular hot tub, so I'm not going to use it, but you know what to do if you are in the same situation as me. So we're going to set that in our bucket. Okay, then we've got Silk Balance. It is time for me to add the Silk Balance this week, so I'm going to go forth and fill this up to the fill line. Remember, there's a fill line here, right? I'm going to set this down, and I'm going to go to the fill line. Okay, and remember, this is just a water conditioner. There's no chemicals in here, right? So it conditions the water, again, to be soft, silky, smooth. It conditions the water to help you balance out pH and alkalinity and other chemical levels in the hot tub. I'm going to set this off to the side now. I don't need my test strip or my test strips, so I'm going to set that into my bucket. I'm going to dump this into the water as well. Okay. And now I'm done with the balancing of what is not, let's say, a part of the hot tub, right? Because the at-ease system is snapped into the circulation side of the filter. So let's take this off, okay? We're going to remove those, okay? And here's my at-ease system, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out, okay? Now I already know, okay, that I've got this thing set up how it needs to set. I got the silver set at 5. I got the blue set at 7, right? But what I want to do is I want to keep a nice flow, a nice injection of the silver and the chlorine in the actual water, right? So I shake it, okay? And I shake it away from me. Don't get right on top of it and shake it. Shake it away from you a couple of times. And the reason that I am doing that, guys, is simple. Again, I want to keep that nice flow of that small amount of chlorine into the water, that silver into the water to really help maintain this. I'm going to snap this back in, okay? And from there, guys, I am done. So I'm going to stop this, okay? All right, now we're going to get into the time in just a minute, but I want to also address a couple of things. At least at one point, when you're doing this 10-minute balance, guys, I think it's important that you turn your waterfalls on, okay? The reason I'm turning my waterfalls on is I want to make sure I get a nice good flow through my waterfalls so I don't have a bunch of backed up water in there, right? I always think that that's important. That's any hot tub you buy, guys. If it has a waterfall, you want to do that. Same with any hot tub that you own when it comes to the big diverter valves. You got a couple of big diverter valves on the hot tub that divert pressure from one side to the other. It's important to turn those and make sure all those jets are being blasted, right? You don't want anything to get backed up in there or anything like that. Now, guys, Any hot tub out there, guys, I don't care what it is that you own, is going to require some maintenance every single week. I don't care if it's salt, bromine, chlorine, whatever it is. I don't care what the dealership's telling you. I know that from experience. We work on all brands out there. You are going to have to spend some time every single week. And I say this, and I mean it respectfully, if you don't have 10 minutes a week to give your hot tub, don't buy a hot tub, because it'll be a nightmare. You'll never get your chemistry right. When you go to use it, you'll just be frustrated. You really got to spend that time. Put it in your calendar. We're creatures of habit. Create a habit to take care of your hot tub. Now, I want to touch on something, guys. That only took me 5 minutes. Well, 5 minutes, 6 seconds, but whatever. With that being said, I want you to take the other 5 minutes every single week and take that. You got 20 minutes, right? You got the 4 weeks, right? That's 20 minutes in the month. And you got to clean your filter once a month. So take the other 5 minutes from every single one of these balancing exercises that you do, balancing time that you do every week, and take that 20 minutes and clean your filter. Pull your filter out. Clean it well. Get in between the pleats of the filter, guys. Yes, filtration only takes out debris from the water, but your filtration does hinder how well your heating system works, how much water is being drawn through ozones and clear rays and other systems that limit the growth of bacteria and really keep that water clean and clear. You don't want to slow down that process. You don't want to put unwanted pressure on your hot tub system. So it's very, very, very important that you spend that 20 minutes, get a really good nozzle on the end of that garden hose, get deep in between those pleats, and make sure you clean it and clean it good. This is Brian at Atlanta Hot Tub Center, and how to take care of your Sundance hot tub, how to maintain your Sundance hot tub in less than 10 minutes a week. Thanks.